Hey everybody, High Lord Tamerlane here with more Obscurities and miniatures, and today we're digging back into our box of Vanguard Kickstarter stuff that I am taking forever to get into, and we're going to take a look at the Basilean Men-At-Arms today, and who better to join us than this lovely specimen of a Basilean that I painted ages and ages ago. He's been painted so long ago, I don't even think I have him sealed. I should seal him. He's a majestic gorilla-armed warrior though, isn't he? Fuzz and junk stuck between his arms. Not that it helped. All right, let's take a look at the actual sprue. So here we have what is going to build us a squad of 5 Basilean Men-At-Arms. Obviously, we have 5 bodies in various poses, and the details look pretty sharp. I don't know what manufacturer Mantic has switched to this time, but I think the results are pretty good. And obviously, we got a bunch of shields too. So, nice looking bodies. How do they compare to our old friend here? About the same size, but I think these look nicer. He's kind of lumpy. Not the Knockhand. He served his purpose well for the time he came around. So let's see, what do we have on this sprue? We have a bunch of helmets and a bear head and a feathered head. I think originally, didn't they all have feathers? Or were you the one and only? I don't know. Some arms, I guess. Front of a crossbow, a dagger, a bunch of various spears, some quivers. So that is nice that we have enough for the entire squad if that's what you want to build them all as crossbowmen. You got 2 very, very thin arrows there that I'm sure I'll break if I'm not careful. The open sword, closed sword, open sword, closed sword. Bunch of random hands. I'm guessing these are the ones that I'm going to use for the shields. Or maybe the spears, I have no idea. Crossbows, more spears, a scabbard, and a single pouch. And the stock, that probably goes to the one up there. I wish we had more pouches, that's kind of sad. And only 1 scabbard, but I guess, well, we don't need to have swords in scabbards we can really glue on the guys. That's kind of a shame, other than the 1 dagger. I'm going to have to go dig through my bits and see if I actually still have any Basilean parts. All right, well, let's do what needs to be done. Let's put them together and hope our friend is not out of a job there. And voila, through the magic of video editing, it's like I had them done instantaneously rather than take hours and hours and another whole day. So I just sat here trying to figure out, finally, okay, analysis paralysis is a real thing with me. I'm like, how should I build these guys? I only have 10 of them. Let's build 5 and figure things out. So I went with 2 swords because I like swords and I like shields. This guy's pose is a little bit better than this guy's. He's just kind of like sticking a sword out in front. You're going to land on my sword and it's all your fault. I went with 2 crossbowmen. I figured out these arms are actually for shooting hands. So it's kind of a nice pose. He's advancing forward because he's a tactical crossbowman, I guess. And this dude is supposed to be reloading. I'm hoping I glued them together correctly. Let's see his quiver there. And I figured we'll have our captain-like friend who I need to clean the flash off of his helmet there, armed with a spear so he can point to his enemies in that general direction and direct his men to go die valiantly. How do they stack up to their older versions? So first things first, these guys have much longer spears. Well, not much longer, but longer in comparison. And their arms are far better proportioned. So, you know, despite all that, I think if you actually mixed them together into a unit, most people probably wouldn't know the difference. How well do you blend in? Which I guess is a big plus. So if you've already started a Basilean army and you have a bunch of these men-at-arms already built and painted, do not fear because these new friends of theirs will go together quite well, as you can see. So I'm happy with that. I thought that the posability was a little bit limited, but, you know, Mantic's got these guys kind of serving a lot of purposes. They're working in skirmish games. They're working in the mass combat games. Hell, who knows? They'll probably end up in a board game at some point, or at least have rules. I mean, they already do in Dungeon Saga. So that's kind of cool. I think with a little bit of, you know, creativity and some bits, you can probably come up with some really unique guys. As I've shown you here, I've only built 5 of them. My pledge came with 10, so I'm going to hold on to the other 5, and I'm going to dig real deep into my Frostgrave bits and see what I can come up with and make them a little bit more unique. They would also serve pretty well in Warhammer stuff. You can see they scale pretty nicely with the older models. Now with our bigger, more bulkier proportions for the new guys, I guess they're still okay. You know, they're not too small, they're not too dinky, which was something I always thought that the Mantic guys were a little bit weedy, with the exception of the Basilean Men-At-Arms, because they're just big, beefy dudes. So, hopefully, I know that the starter skirmish sets are available, and hopefully Mantic is going to make the actual sprues available as well, because they're a nice little kit. And I think with a little bit of creativity, like I said, you can come up with some really interesting, unique models. And I hope to do a little bit more with mine. And if I do, then I will hopefully share them with you in the near future. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities in Miniatures saying thanks for watching. Check out some of our other videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit all the buttons you see, because all the buttons are cool. And buttons deserve to be pushed. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.